and give it rice. Shit's straight, I'm just giving a picture on like SKYPE. X20 by night, grab a top girl, Eric on his smoke milk, and open sterling, Jamal Brown. The white man is so devilish. Ask Mama Rocky, zero tell. I got a cousin. I was waiting until I did this. I'm like, Mom, and I go and tell you that I think you were like, I mean, girl, because we got strangers coming here. We don't know what kind of disease they got. How many y'all resist those drugs? Shit. Look like a lot of at work, but you probably ain't gonna make it. Huh? It looks like a lot of at work. Like that. You know, Instagram. Yeah. Wait, so is that right for you? Yeah, you have a license. So you got married. So every time they stop, every time you do check it. I know it's like that's why I give you the money, you know what I'm saying? Oh, here's the you know what I'm saying? And that's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. The white man would try, and the white man would anyway. We pay to go and pieces. Oh, yo, so we put a piece of correct, right? Yeah. It's gonna be like 6 weeks. So should we try to go upstairs and get you feel me? And get there first, and then you don't gotta pay that. And I was like, what's it like 50 bucks? Because I don't know how many people come to the league. And they go quick. You know? Right, good. Hey, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll say talk out one about that. I'll say talk out one about that. Yeah, because that's kind of rough. I think he is right. I'm gonna see. I don't know. I'm gonna lose. But in the other day, got the challenge like the everything. You know, then you got the grill outside. It's gonna be giant and people going outside. Man, that's nice. Oh yeah, I'm gonna send you this link. I'm gonna send you this link. What was it say? Black History Month? Right.
straight.
It was cool, man.
Last one, that's good.
Shit, been going on. I had to call.
What?
I know I had to call Captain Zarya, like, yo, man, I need some counsel, man. But he's only, I gotta call him back.
Yeah.
We do it like that, and we do it like this. We do it like that, and we do it like this. Yeah. Swing low, low, and we got this plantation. I ain't on the block no more, no transmitting. I don't even get no hold my grip saying. Try to keep them humble and never really. So you know that it's hard, gotta hold on, trying to keep up the peace. I'm waiting on the sun to return and good off the beach. Tell them I'ma be a more more than face peace. I know I don't deserve a second chance, but I take it. That's why I'm also down so long, and I'll face it. Say it still want me back, you gotta face it. Smoke don't touch these lungs, I'm feeling strong again. Lost a couple of little easy, even started to drop again. I can shoot it up now, I ain't talking about politics. Boots lace up and get ready for battle. The enemy is listening, Lord, but I ain't had it. I'm seeing lost niggas in these books on the tube. You could've put me right there, yeah, that's mercy from you. You put me front and center, YAHANNA, I can lose. You took the drug dealer that probably shouldn't have been used and turned it to a prophet, my family is still confused. It seemed like the homies left, so you said it, I ain't got to drop a homie left. So I pray that the slave master see death every day. I hit a little troll and hope I'm the one chosen. Put that chariot swing low, let me roll it. What you want is to the house in your house shot. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm top of my sins and I deserve that. Please swing on sweet chariot, but I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle just to stay alive. It's fucking every time I don't want to feel fine. I'm top of my sins and I deserve that. Please swing on sweet chariot, but I wanna ride. Oh, come on. Won't you please swing on sweet chariot? Won't you please swing on sweet chariot? What you know about sacrifice? Nothing in blood, it's in perpetrates and got shit is disgusting. I put my time in. Wasn't even applying. Full pain and confusion and the line. I stay blind with the heart of the lion. The storm to the storm till I find a silver lining. We had no pressure, so down. I was straight to the furnace of affliction for the mind. Get my long way to stand, but there was my hurt sides. Getting high, hold up, over the sides. So, y'all. Yeah, cause that man is dead to see. $10 down, he shook him off their feet. Only kid got not another man who breathes. And if you already know my feet, I told you to give it to me how to run on free. Then I quick shot, push to ease. Then I go with the small back in the street. I got one life to live, so I'm playing the keys. So I can drop the shit like the towers. All my haters cowards, you can't no cowards. Niggas pretty hard, acting like they on the cloud. You on bitch ass nigga, fuck your ass up, hold up. Let me do the game, my composure. I keep the time to the beat of my composure. The end is here, I can feel it getting closer. Praying to the Lord that the angels be my shoulder. With you in this through the house and the house shot. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm top for my sins and I deserve it. I'm a peaceful little sweet chariot cause I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle just to stay alive. It's fucking every time I don't wanna feel the fire. I'm top for my sins and I deserve it. I'm a peaceful little sweet chariot cause I wanna ride. Oh, come on. Won't you please swing on sweet chariot? Won't you please swing on sweet chariot? Take it on so I can do everything. Nothing clear the facts, crack sentence, getting tracks. Rapping will be impressive, I ain't big crap. My courage getting little depressed, my hair is tearing that. I fight alone in my home, but I ain't sharing that. Hopefully, people ain't get for that. I look at I.S.U.P.K brothers and I was hearing that. He said, you know, they crack person too. And I'm like, here's that. He gave his verses and he showed what he was hearing that. First thing was up at the number, I'm under where that. First thing you're awesome, you're afraid of how you aware of that. But he tried to distract you, she got scared fast. Shit, first thing you look at the test and we look at that. This is my gauge track. left to do. You just the pressure do. And they bring it left to do. The drink is brand so I show you how I'm shot. My man, with you, it's 3 hours in your house shot. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve it now. Please for your sweet charity, cause I wanna rap. Every day is a struggle just to stay alive. It's fucking heavy time now, I wanna feel the vibe. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve it. For your sweet charity, cause I wanna rap. Come on, come on, come on. Won't you please for your sweet charity? Swear I wanna swear
Just play this real quick. Just play this one last song. I got it right here. You know a little bit about Black History Month?
I didn't know you tell me you were gonna do it.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, did you tell me that so you did that for me?
Yeah, she took a little bit.
Okay.
Well, I think a lot of people like to see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna hear them something.
They did a lot of them.
She on the spot.
I was running a recording.
I got like a little bit of a record studio in my house, but I took it down, so I haven't been recording that long.
Yeah, why you take it out?
I moved and I wanted to upgrade everything, so I just put it up to make myself do it, and I just never do it over the Christmas. So I went from PC to Apple. So like, I need a bunch of shit, Pro Tools, Auto Tune, everything.
Well, I might be able to help you out too. I can send you some links.
Okay.
Oh, wait, you got an iPhone, huh?
I got an Apple computer.
Okay, maybe, yeah.
I know if you got that, it's easy to get on the phone.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I got the whole movie app on here.
Oh, really?
Yep. I can watch whatever I want to watch. TV, movies. Hey, y'all gotta go watch Invisible Man. I watched it last night. Yo, that shit is crazy.
Is it a movie or a TV? It's fire?
Yeah, it just came out.
I saw it, but I thought it was kind of stupid.
Wait. Tell me the trailer, the whole thing.
The trailer.
Oh no. See, you know what? I thought the same thing. Yeah, but you know, I had watched it at home. You know?
Want to do that?
Yeah. Yeah, that shit was good.
What's the other good I heard? Candyman coming out.
Yeah, the dude's name is Yahya. The dude that played the Candyman. He's off of Washington.
What are you talking about? I haven't seen the trailer yet.
I
gotta watch the video.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you know the dude off of the Washington? What's his name? Dr. Manhattan.
Oh, Dr. Manhattan?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, black dude, yeah.
Yeah,
he plays in the Candyman.
Oh, that might be cool.
Yeah. I showed out on the trailer. He was like, yeah, I gotta see that.
Candyman was underrated, man.
It really is.
Press niggas with my brain. Try some shit that I'm
Okay, you go ahead and cut the track off. I got this song down as well. All right, just give me 1 second. Okay, so that's what I'm going to skip down to. All right, so, all right. I'm going to start on shades until you get here. So, until I don't want to get to okay. I'm still shades. Otherwise, I'm just going to, color these real quick. See what I'm saying?
He gonna let you out.
Yeah. I know he took mine one time as well. Oh, man. Sharing is caring, right?
That's right.
No, it's not brother gay. It's not real gay, but but all right, let's go ahead and clap it up. All right. Shalom, Yahweh, Bashim, Al Shad, Barakatah, to all my brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, Alatham, Bashim, Al Shad, all my sisters. All right. It's I.S.U.P.K, Minneapolis with the Brotherhood class today. Okay. Oh, you know what? I gotta edit that title. I forgot to put Brotherhood class in there. But it's all too wild. I got to fix it a little bit later. You know what I mean? Today is, Tuesday. What date is it? It's March, what, the 4th or 3rd? See what I'm saying? We just left the month of February. Now we're in the month of March. As you know, Passover is like, what, less than 4 weeks away? Yeah, less than 4 weeks away. You see what I'm saying? And man, time is flying. Can't wait to see all the brothers and the sisters. Can't wait to have a good time with, our family. You know what I mean? Because that's what the I.S.U.P.K stands on, the brotherhood and sisterhood, which we are a family, a nation of people. And speaking of a nation of people, leaving out of February, today's topic is going to be about Black History Month. The reason, the purpose I picked today to talk about it is because I wanted to talk about the aftermath of February. And not only that, there was more important topics that came up in the month of February. See what I'm saying? As many of us know. Okay? So, first things first, man. So much didn't happen in the month of February. All right? So-called Black History Month. Give me something that stuck out concerning Black people last month. I know. Just name a chief of something that was good, bad.
So we had a lot of deaths, a lot of Black celebrity deaths.
There you go, Pop Smoke. Didn't Kobe Bryant die last month in his garden? You see what I'm saying? Man, and think about all the stories that Commander General YAHANNA brought out. See what I'm saying? Concerning Black and Hispanic people. You know what I mean? I guess that was a hell of a month. See what I'm saying? Even in the month of February, where Black people are supposed to be celebrated, you're still treated like garbage, like trash. Right. You know what I'm saying? And today's class is more about the education and the background of where Black History Month comes from. And once again, the class is called The Evil Intentions of Black History Month. Okay? Because we have to understand where this day comes from and why is it celebrated amongst Black and Hispanic people. You know what I mean? It's not just Blacks that, celebrate this day. But it's likely, but mainly, you know what I mean? And the whole purpose of this month is to give you some edification on what this day really means to you, or what you think it means. And we are going to get down to the nitty-gritty of everything. And we ain't going to miss a beat. See what I'm saying? All right, so, and we are going to dialogue a little bit, today versus, hitting a lot of scriptures, all right? If that's too wild with everybody. But if anybody got a precept, whether you're online, whether you're in a class, you can always throw out a precept concerning what is being brought out in today's topic, all right? So first things first, where does Black History Month come from? How did it begin? Like, when was it resurrected? When was it born? You can always put an idea out there. Go ahead.
I believe like this was the 50s or the 60s, but
close.
The Pan-African movement. I may be wrong.
No, that's way, and that's the why. You see what I'm saying? I said right or wrong answers. You know what I mean? This ain't no test. It's just, us trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, especially when it comes to the holidays as well. Okay? How about you, Wop? You want to take a stab at it?
Yeah, I don't know. I know it definitely had to come from the white man in some kind of way.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I like that. You smart. You know what I'm saying? You got his eyes sharp. You know what I mean? A lot of people won't get that because they think it's just, oh, you know, niggas created it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, to a certain extent, like we did create Black History Month, but how it was handed over to us is what's horrible.
Right.
Okay? So if you want to, you go ahead and on that article, right? Now it's gonna say Black History Month, but you want to go down where it says history and click on history, and you're gonna see a brother.
Yep, Carter.
Yep, Carter G. Woodson. All right. You can go ahead and then read that title and read the actual year, and I'll explain that year as well.
Come.
Go ahead.
Negro History Week,
1926.
of Negro life and history announced the second week of February to be Negro History Week.
Now start right there. Now there was a point in time in 1926 where before it became Black History Month in February, it was called Negro History Week. And Carter G. Woodson, like, does anybody know anything about this man? Have you ever heard his name before at least?
No.
Okay, don't ring no bells, no sweat. You know what I'm saying? They talk about him a little bit within Black History Month sometimes, barely. It all depends, you know, the type of district or school that you go to. You know what I mean? But I didn't learn about him in my schools at all. I just heard a little bit about him when I was a little bit younger. You see what I'm saying? And doing my little research. Because I used to love the, see what I'm saying? Like certain things that I came into the truth and knew, like the prior knowledge, is from searching when I was a child. You know what I'm saying? Before, like he wanted something special for his people, so he called for, a Negro week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For Black people to be celebrated, man. You know what I'm saying? This is like, he's trying to put his people on at this point. All right, he's trying to give them something to celebrate and be happy about. Go ahead.
So at this point, it's good. 1926 is okay.
Right. We're still in slavery.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Around 1926, I would give you, Black Wall Street and stuff like that.
Right.
Now, the Black Wall Street is 1921, or the death of Black Wall Street, which we are getting to later, was June 1st, 1921. Okay. So, these years later, what about 5 years later? Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? 5 years later, see what I'm saying? Like, this brother right here, who's accepted by white people, is what you're really going to see and read about. Who is accepted by, these white people. He went to a very smart and very good school. As of today, this is still a powerful, good school. It's like your Clark Atlanta. See what I'm saying? The Harvards, the Yale. And this brother right here, he wanted something for Black people. You know what I mean? So he called it Negro History Week. So keep going. And let's read about this week.
This week was chosen because it coincided with the birthday of Abraham Lincoln on February 12th and of Frederick Douglass on February 14th.
Now, remember, in the minds of Black and Hispanic people at this time and very much today, these people are glorified.
Right.
Because Abraham Lincoln was a saint.
Right.
He was Jesus to everybody.
Right.
Because he wasn't racist. He wasn't, he didn't have slaves, which he did have slaves in his house. And one second, he actually hung 247 or 50 something Hispanics.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? He called what is called a decree. You know what I'm saying? Like you set a rule or order on against someone. All right? And just, so funny about that, because in Purim, I'm going to get into a story about that, how a heathen tried to, declare war or set a decree against the Jews.
Right.
And it backfired. See what I'm saying? So the Negro History Week is perfect. It's perfect for February because, it's close to the birthday of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass is celebrated. Now, a lot of people, there's speculations that Frederick Douglass is a white man because of his father. His father's name is Allen something. And, he's suspected to be, a oppressor. But of course, he's what, the brother Sathar Yala always say, a colored we say a colored chocolate cracker or something like that. You know what I mean? Right. He always says it, and it's so funny, you know what I mean? Like very much like, you know, Justin Smollett's, you got you know, Tracy Ellis Ross, you see what I'm saying? Evan Ross, the son of Diana Ross, you know what I mean? And so much more. So it's a lot. My throat a little dry. Damn. You know, that coffee messing me up. So keep going on that.
Come.
After February 14th.
Yep. Both of which dates Black communities had celebrated together since the late 19th century.
Exactly. See what I'm saying? Because around this time, Abraham Lincoln was like he died around 1800s, right? And am I mistaken, or was it the 1900s? It was 1800s?
I'm not sure.
You said what, 19?
I feel like it's 1800.
I want to say it is the 1800s. Oh, yeah, because you got the old telegram, how to talk to each other. So, yeah, you know what I mean? So he died around the 1800s. Now, in the minds of Black and Hispanic people in the 19th century, they celebrated him because of all the good things that they heard of him. It's pretty much like how they celebrate Martin Luther King. They know all the so-called good, but not the bad. See what I'm saying? They just taking what they hearing, word of mouth, see what I'm saying, and taking it and running with it. You know what I mean? So to this brother, Carter G. Woodson, it was perfect. It was perfect for Black and Hispanic people to have this day. All right, so we can be celebrating, we can have something in this earth, although we are still in slavery. Okay, keep going.
Negro History Week was the center of the equation. The thought process behind the week was never recorded, but scholars acknowledge two reasons for its birth.
Ain't that deep? See what I'm saying? And it wasn't reported until later. That's why I'm saying that it was never recorded. See what I'm saying? Keep going. But it's like, but scholars what?
But scholars acknowledge two reasons for its birth: recognition and importance.
Okay. Keep going.
Woodson felt deeply that at least 1 week would allow for the general movement to become something annually celebrated. Also, after the 10-year long haul to successfully complete his Journal of Negro History, he realized the subject deserved to resonate with a greater audience.
Now, the Journal of the Negro History is something that you want to read about on your own time. It's pretty good. You know what I mean? You know, and this cat he was known for his books as well. See what I'm saying? Like, does anybody know, like, I'm not trying to say much of a poet, like, does anybody know who Ralph Ellison is? Or W. Du Bois? See what I'm saying? Marcus Garvey. So people like that. His stuff was recognized. You know what I mean? And also, too, Ralph Ellison, you know, Ralph Ellison is the brother that made that one book called The Invisible Man. It's not based on the movie necessarily. It's not, but it's more about being invisible because of how white people are not acknowledging Black people as a whole. So that's the whole racism that was going on during the Harlem Renaissance. Okay, just want to sidebar on that. And that's a very good book. I read that probably once or twice. It's really good. You know, and it's very old too. But you should keep going on that. No, it's like before you do. It says, but scholars acknowledge two reasons for its birth: recognition and importance. All right? Remember that part. So, with the greater audience, keep going.
From the event's initial phase, primary emphasis was placed on encouraging the coordinated teaching of the history of Black Americans in the nation's public schools. The first Negro History Week was met with a lukewarm response, gaining the cooperation of the Departments of Education of the states of North Carolina, Delaware, and West Virginia, as well as the city school administrations of Baltimore and Washington, D.C. Despite this far from universal observance, the event was regarded by Woodson as one of the most fortunate steps ever taken by the association, and plans for a repeat of the event on an annual basis continue to pace.
Now, why do you think it was accepted in the public schools? And that's deep because the public schools, Blacks and the whites were in the schools together. You see what I'm saying? Do you really think, you see what I'm saying, that it was such a good idea to be teaching about Black History Month when you got these devils in in your same class? You know what I'm saying? Or in your school? Like, why do you think it was allowed? How do you think that Woodson was able to accomplish something like that? Go ahead.
I feel like whatever the doctrine he was teaching had to kind of coincide with whatever they wanted to be taught.
And when you say whatever they wanted, what are you speaking about?
The oppressors.
The oppressors,
Yeah.
exactly. You see what I'm saying? It was a catch. You know what I mean? Anytime you try to bring something to your oppressor, either he's going to con you out of it, or he's going to try to think that you got, your own material, but he's going to sprinkle some of his ideas in there. So that way you can still be controlled. His agenda can still be pushed, although that you're thinking that you're pushing your business. You see what I'm saying? And that's the same thing when it comes to the Native Americans, how they got killed, because they got tricked. And Black History Month is just nothing but a gift to Black people, but it has destroyed Black and Hispanics. And I will get into that a little bit later. You know what I mean? The only reason why it was accepted is because of the oppressor. And I'm going to get into the whole catch of it. All right? And better yet, too, I'm going to give you when Black History Month became the actual month versus Negro History Week. So Negro History Week, was born in 1926, around that time frame. All right. So as far as Black History Month, when do you think that was established? Just think about that time frame.
I'm gonna say probably around 6, somewhere around Martin Luther King. I feel like he had something to do with something.
You know what? Give him a hand. That's absolutely right. And what makes you say that?
Because he was like the son of Frederick Douglass, low key, like the way that they acted. So it seemed like if anybody would push it from that one, it'd be the second one.
There you go, and that's perfect. You see what I'm saying? That was spot on. You know what I mean? Damn right. And so what I want you to do next, right? And that's where we're gonna jump into. Okay. Where go to this part when it says if a race has no history, right here. You see it? Okay, no sweat.
If race has no history,
Salaki, my bad. Salaki cut you off. This is a quote by Carter G. Woodson. All right, you want to listen closely to what this brother said in this quote, and if you could read it a little bit louder.
Okay.
All right.
If a race has no history, it has no worthwhile tradition. It becomes a negligible factor in the thought of the world, and it stands in danger to be exterminated. The American Indian left no continuous record. He did not appreciate the value of tradition. And where is he today? The Hebrew keenly appreciated the value of tradition as attested in the Bible itself. In spite of worldwide persecution, therefore, he is a great factor in our civilization.
Is that it?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So with all that being said, that brother was right that if a race has no history, it's like you have no purpose.
Right.
But the only thing that he was wrong about is the Native Americans did have history. They had, see what I'm saying, records, and it was destroyed.
Right.
You know what I mean? And these many books on these tables, there's histories. There's history of, recorded information about our oppressors destroying our records.
Right.
And when I say our records, I'm talking about the Hispanics and the Native Americans at this point. They had history. That's why when they destroy your history, it makes you look like you have nothing.
Yeah.
You're a savage. That's why you're on the block. That's why you're on the corner. You have no guidance. You have nothing. See what I'm saying? But what you see around you. And that's not true. That's the only thing that was wrong about that statement. Otherwise, everything else was A1. Go ahead.
It's like it's heavy because
it really is.
This is showing you that at that time, the oppressor was overly trying to erase the Hispanics and the Blacks' history.
Right.
While simultaneously adopting the Hebrew and saying that they was the Jews. You know what I'm saying? At the same, all this is happening right before their lives. That's what I'm saying.
Right. He had what is called a white mind. You see what I'm saying? He had a mind that was like just like his oppressor. Once again, I said earlier that he was accepted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was accepted, you know, in that school, in that environment. You know what I'm saying? He's what you would call a Uncle Tom, I'm sure. You know what I mean? So now, what I want you to get, after that, drop down, okay, where it says United States Black History Month, 1970. I want you to go, like, where you see that picture at?
Yeah.
Yep. I want you to go to the second paragraph where it says 6 years later.
6 years later, Black History Month was being celebrated all across the country in educational institutions.
Like, you know what? My mistake. What's this Black History Month?
Gotcha. Black History Month was first proposed by Black educators and the Black United Students at Kent State University in February 1969.
Right, so he was very close, you know what I mean? 1969, you know what I'm saying, when the truth was born, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, 1969, around the time where, you know, you got the civil rights movements, you know, like in the 63, 64, you know what I mean? You had marches, you had the feminist movement, go ahead.
NASA went to the moon.
Yeah, supposedly went to the moon.
Yeah.
I mean, you had so much going on around this time. You know what I mean? Fighting for your human rights. You know what I mean? There was so much going on at this time. So, you know, it's very funny though. Now, let me see something. What was happening 200 years before that?
1769.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Damn, what was the country? Is that the foundation of the country? 17 something? 17. Yeah.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? So it's really 1776.
Right.
It's when you know, America became, you know, they had the, you know, the independence or whatever. You see what I'm saying? They was, you know, they had their constitution and stuff like that. And so around that time, you know, like the white man giving us Black History Month is saying, you know what, it's been 200 years. You see what I'm saying? You really want to make this a thing? Why not? Here you go. You're still in slavery. You want to feel appreciated some way, somehow, no sweat. But there's more to it than just that. Okay? Keep going.
The first celebration of Black History Month took place at Kent State 1 year later from January 2nd, 1970 to February 28th, 1970. 6 years later, Black History Month was being celebrated all across the country in educational institutions.
Right.
Census, keep going.
No, I'm saying it right, my bad.
Centers of Black culture and community centers, both great and small.
So like, my bad, actually 1976, my bad.
Oh.
So yeah, 200 years later will be July 4th, 1776. Right. You know what I mean? 200 years before. Go ahead.
When President Gerald Ford recognized Black History Month, during the celebration, the United States bicentennial, he urged Americans to seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans in every area of endeavor throughout our history.
Now, before I summarize all of that, right? So, what does the word bicentennial mean? Go ahead.
So I know centennial means 100, so that it's like every 200 years.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? That's what bicentennial means. You see what I'm saying? So you said 200 years?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So that's that whole 200 years thing.
Yeah.
It's so spiritual that it said that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we was in slavery. And you know, before that, you know, before 2 years before 1976.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So this month is like, you know what?
Halfway.
And you can have it, man. See what I'm saying? You know, this is going to be good for you and your people.
Right.
See what I'm saying? You know, celebrate your Blackness. Celebrate your Africanism, which is all garbage. You know what I mean? Now, who is celebrated during Black History Month? Go ahead.
A lot of times it's traders or, you know,
Hey, give them a hand. That's right. And that's good. You just want to say the same thing, sis?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Traders are celebrated in Black History Month.
Right.
Which is so funny, right? You know what I mean? Now, this is what they are teaching your children, if you have children, in the school system. But really, what should be taught, you see what I'm saying, in the school system? or what should be taught during Black History Month if you are a man or woman in the truth? Like, give me an example. Who should be taught during Black History Month, although you don't celebrate it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You should be getting taught about the Passover.
The Passover.
You should be taught about Exodus. You know
Exodus.
Many things. The construction of the temple, all kind of stuff. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like the Nat Turners need to come out.
Yeah, that too.
You see what I'm saying? We need to hear about, you know, man. Who else is amazing, man? You know, huh?
So like we should even be talking about all the horrible things that the oppressor has done to us.
Thank you.
Throughout that, you know, throughout those, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. You see what I'm saying? I'm definitely getting it. Now, speaking about traders, let's dive into a couple real quick. Let's dialogue and have a conversation about them, right? Does anybody know who Eli Whitley is?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody? What?
Yeah.
Man, Eli Whitley. What? Y'all older than me, guys?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Y'all older than me. You know what I'm saying?
Eli Whitley, huh?
Yeah, Eli Whitley. He was a brother that made what is called the cotton. Goddamn, slow. The cotton gin.
Oh, okay. I heard about the cotton.
See, there you go. Yeah. Now it's coming to you. Huh? You know what I mean? Yeah. This brother Eli Whitley was around the time during slavery, and he got tired of, you know, having his fingers bleed and getting poked. You see what I'm saying? By picking all that cotton. So he made an invention. And this invention, you see what I'm saying, is called the cotton gin. And what it does is when you put the cotton inside, okay, before I get into that, give me a breakdown of cotton real quick. Go ahead. What is cotton?
Cotton is I kind of want to say a flower, right?
So flower is a what?
A flower is a flower.
No, so okay, it's a plant.
A plant.
Right. See what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, like a lot of people call weed a flower. Right. See what I'm saying? Right. You know, another metaphor for it. You know what I mean? So cotton is a flower. Yeah. And what more is it about that flower? Like as far as, you know, how it looks and what it is, and stuff like that.
So it grows in like kind of like bushes, like kind of thorny, kind of, you know.
Right.
But it has like these little prickly joints on it.
Yes.
Where if you go to get the cotton, like flower part off of it, you know, your fingers bleed, it cuts you up real bad.
Right. So this brother Eli Whitley got tired of, you know, having his fingers bleed all over the place, right? And losing blood just for this cotton. So he made a machine where if you put the cotton in this little box, what it does is it flattens the cotton, and then there's another part inside, it rips out all the seeds. So that way you don't have to, see what I'm saying, you don't have to mess up your fingers.
Right.
You know what I mean? You grab the plant, you stick it in there, it flats it, and take all the seeds out. See what I'm saying? And what do you think happened when he made this invention?
Oh, man. White man took that idea and said he made it, I'm assuming.
Exactly. Yeah. And he made white people filthy rich.
Right.
It was sold to the stock markets, you see what I'm saying? And the white man was making trillions of dollars.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Until this day, it's still being used.
Right.
As of now. And you know, in the cotton fields, I mean, hey, we don't need niggas to pick cotton no more.
Right.
We got Eli Whitley, so we're gonna update this. And you know, now they got like the what's the things where it's like a tractor, no, not a tractor. It's a tractor. It's a thing where it spins like this. You see what I'm saying? I mean, the white people on the farms, they do it all the time.
Yeah.
They drive it, it rips up all the cotton, and then all the seeds is at the back of the truck.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that made white people rich.
Right. All
because of this man made this invention. And that's why they celebrate Eli Whitley during Black History Month.
Wow.
And in all schools, you should hear his name. Now, of course, that was dumb. I get it. You know what I mean? I get it, but damn. You know what I mean? You made this man rich instead of you becoming rich. And his idea got stolen. Go ahead.
Well, Sluggy, he probably was doing it just so he didn't have to do it. He wasn't thinking about the money. He was doing it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I get it. But I mean, it's obvious that our oppressors want to take the idea and take it and run with it.
Right.
You know, they always, like, for example, when it says in Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, and they cover the faces of the judges thereof. A lot of oppressors, you know, they put their name on your idea, your inventions. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's that brother? Who is that brother that made the peanut butter? What's his name?
George Washington Carver.
George Washington Carver. You know what I mean? Black History Month, I never got why they really talked about that. I mean, I love peanut butter myself, you know what I mean? But what is so revolutionary about peanut butter? Go ahead.
Because he made like 300 something different
Flavors?
different inventions. And it's just a lot of them had to do with peanuts, but he was like he invented a bunch of stuff.
Okay, because I really never got that as a kid.
Yeah, peanut butter ain't nothing but damn peanuts.
Yeah, I was like, you know, I didn't know, hey, you know what I mean? I guess I should have been famous for jelly then, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But, you know, now I love me some peanut butter. I should go to the store after class, give me some, you know, in honor of that, brother. You know what I mean? You got people that said, man, they say that, you know, the white man didn't build, you know, the stoplight, things of that sort, the air conditioner, you know what I mean? The hot comb, which is now a pick. Go ahead.
So like, and you know, ain't no white man building no cotton. He don't give a damn how the cotton come up off the.
He's not the one suffering.
He's
not the one that's suffering right now. You know what I mean? And second, we are going to get into a scripture, all right? Let me see. We're talking about what again?
Cotton gin.
Okay.
You know,
all right, so let's talk about somebody else, but someone that's more like a trader. I mean, Eli Whitley, I just put that in there because, you know, that was something that made white people rich at this time, you know, our oppressors.
Right.
All right, so who else? Who else is celebrated during this month? Go ahead.
Number one trader, man. Or you might, man.
Or you might.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Why is he really celebrated though? That's my thing.
You want to try this?
Why is Orgy Mike Michael Luther King? Why is he celebrated?
Because I believe because he was trying to teach us how to not like the whole non-violent movement.
Right.
It's like basically just say it's okay, white people, for doing what you've done to us all these years.
Right.
We're gonna be friends now and try to move on.
Right.
And so it kind of it made us befriend a lot of people that we probably shouldn't have been.
Right. So it's that whole thing of him pushing equality. Once again, I did say that there was going to be a catch to this. And the whole catch about this is pretty much, you know, this plays into our oppressors' agenda. A lot of the people that are celebrated, you see what I'm saying, in Black History Month, are people that are it's like people that are helping this oppressor. You know what I mean? Like I remember how they had Harriet Tubman in there, but they be taking her out, you know, a lot of times. And then you want to know who else is in there? Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Oprah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Oprah. Do not get me started on Oprah.
Yeah.
I mean, a white man told her, you know what, Oprah? You a good nigga. You're not like these other niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. And she took it like it was nothing. She was like, yep, you're right. I'm a very good nigga.
Right.
See what I'm saying? I'm a very good slave and a pet. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
It's like it's crazy that they kind of like moved Rosa Parks out the way and put MLK in the front because she was really the one that started it. And with her leading to that bus boycott, that was really leading, you know, in the right direction. But MLK came and brought us back together and just ruined everything.
Right now, you know what? As a thing about Rosa Parks, she wasn't no saint.
Okay.
She wasn't innocent because before Rosa Parks, there was a 16-year-old girl, I forget her name. She did the same thing exactly what Rosa Parks did, but she did not get any fame, any praise from the double ACP. Am I saying that right?
NAACP.
Yeah, whatever the hell it's called. You know what I mean? That, you see what I'm saying? She didn't get no recognition whatsoever because her image wasn't what they liked. Because of course they all sellouts in there. That whole board that they gave, you know, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, you know, so many other people. They are sellouts, man. You know what I mean? They're not for black people, just like Black Lives Matter is not for black people.
Right.
Because this whole thing about Black History Month is garbage. And so they celebrate Rosa Parks because she fit the image and she was lighter. The 6-year-old girl, she was too young, they said, and she was too light. I know, still like too dark. So, you know, they took her out of the picture and paid Rosa Parks and coached Rosa Parks what to do. And they had people set up and ready for the white man, the white bus driver, to call the cops, to call the people, and here comes all the news stations. It was all, you know, it was all plagiarized, and it was all staged. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know that. Like I didn't find that out until I came into the church. And then I did my own research. I'm like, this is true, man. This is crazy. You know what I mean? Ain't no telling where that sister's at that was really not trying to be obedient to her oppressor, and she didn't feel like just sitting anywhere. She wanted to sit wherever the hell she wanted to sit, and not be told where to sit. She got tired, she was fed up. You know what I mean? It happens. You get fed up like, nah, man. No. I'm gonna sit here and stay here. What you gonna do? Shoot me? You gonna hit me? What you gonna do? But Rosa Parks is famous all because of that. And she was living rich. You know what I'm saying? Not sure she didn't give that girl or her family a dime. You know what I mean? She was a sellout as well for people. And, you know, Martin Luther King knew it. She was nothing but an opportunist. You know what I mean? And a lot of people get shocked at that. Like, oh my goodness, Rosa Parks, like she was everything, like she stood for something. No, she was sitting on her ass. That's what she was doing. And collecting money, see what I'm saying? And not giving it to her people. All right? So that's another traitor. Let's do one more. If it's not a traitor, let's get somebody that has done nothing but destroyed the Black community. I mentioned it. Let's talk about Oprah. See what I'm saying? Tell me a little bit about Oprah. No. Tell me this. Why do some people idolize Oprah, and why do some people hate Oprah? Because there are people out there that really do not like Oprah at all. So give me both. Go ahead, sis.
Okay, so the people who love Oprah,
right,
I believe have been brainwashed. Like one of the first Black women to kind of get in higher places that they weren't really in.
Yes.
So she used a lot of the mothers, like the stay-at-home moms, the women who weren't working.
Yes.
She built her empire on them.
Right.
And once she started getting money from the white folks, then it shifted from the inner city Black women watching her show to then the white stay-at-home moms, and then she started to tailor towards them.
Right.
So I feel like a lot of people felt like once she got on, she basically turned her back on the community, but really I felt like she never cared about the community in the first place.
Thank you.
She just used her Blackness to get into those
right.
places. So yeah.
Hey, give her a hand. That's what I'm doing. See what I'm saying? And everybody's like, "Ooh, I want to be like an Oprah. I want to be like a Michelle Obama. I want to be all these things." I mean, Oprah should not get no praise. See what I'm saying? She's out there. She's out there saving Africans. Like this was recently when that I think it was like, was it a flood or something like that happened? Like she spent double money on top of what I think a politician paid just to make sure that the Africans over there was safe and thrived. And this is like a year or two ago.
I remember when I first kind of looked at her different, was when she went and built the school.
Thank you.
When it's like, well, you're like,
that's another
place in Chicago who literally need schools that are safe and efficient, and you over there building schools for Africans, you know? Because then that shows how she thinks of inner city Black kids, like, well, you guys have the opportunity, like, they don't have anything. but you guys are just lazy. That's what I got from it.
Exactly. You're right. You're right. I appreciate that. Go ahead.
It's like about the school too. I believe the school is just for girls. And you know, she kind of coincides with that feminist movement.
Of course she does.
I think she's a closeted homosexual. I'm not sure.
I'm sure she
You know,
is.
she moved kind of shaky. But it was funny because we was in Atlanta, and my great friend was getting a hand done by this homosexual brother, and he was bigging up Oprah, man. He loved Oprah. Just Oprah does so much for the community. So we like, what has she done? And he's like, well, she's a philanthropist, and I guess the only thing he said she did was she had some type of a scholarship through a black school. I want to say it was Howard or something like that. She put the money up for a scholarship. But that was the only thing he said. Everything else was for African or nothing at all, man. Right. They really admire her because she's good at it. She's rich. That's it.
Right. Her net worth is $2.7 billion. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
She's making more money than most entertainers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even after they retire. You know what I'm saying? She's making more money than most people because she's a great slave. You know what I'm saying? Actually, matter of fact, get Jeremiah 2:14. I always got to get that. You know what I mean? I always got to get that. She is a good slave. That makes sense.
Jeremiah 2:14.
Yeah.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 14.
And this is Jeremiah that was speaking about leaders with, amongst the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
Is Israel a servant?
Is he a what?
A servant?
He's a servant. Everybody knows a servant. Think about the field Negroes, the house Negroes. Keep going.
Is he a homeborn slave?
Is he a what?
A homeborn slave?
Is he a servant or is he a homeborn slave? Keep going.
Why is he spoiled?
Why is he what?
Spoiled.
What does that mean? What is Jeremiah saying? Why is he spoiled? Go ahead.
Like, why is he rotten?
Why is he rotten? Why is you spoiled? Like, okay, think about a kid being spoiled.
Yeah.
Meaning they want everything.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, Oprah got everything and has not gave black people anything. You know what I mean? Like there's laws about, if you are rich, you have to give back to the poor. It's not an option, it's an order. You know what I mean? It's not something that you battle with in your mind. You have to give back to the poor, your people. You know what I mean? Don't give back to other nations. That's stupid. Give back to your own nation that needs that money. You know what I mean? They need it. Go ahead.
Well, I watched this documentary where Oprah was, what was it, when you test your genes, like way years before this whole Ancestry.com stuff came out. And so she was like really big enough how like black people are from Africa and like they were testing different like blood types and seeing what tribe you came from.
Get the hell out.
Yeah, like it's like a real documentary where she did it. And she
I think I heard about
it. Where they say that she's from and all of that. So I think like she like probably going back to Africa, like her trying to give back, but really is like, no, that's not,
And you know what? She's really a homeborn slave.
Right.
And she's very spoiled. And the thing is, like, she has no knowledge. She's absolutely stupid. She's foolish. She knows nothing whatsoever. You know what I mean? And they push that agenda once again. Our oppressors want you to put money wherever they tell you to put it. Like, with all the entertainers that we got, right? If Africa can get fixed by one paycheck, how come Detroit and Minneapolis and Chicago can't?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, are we like, is the streets, is the ghettos really that bad to the point where it's very impossible to fix it? I mean, goddamn, these devils can fix their community in a heartbeat. And you know what, too? They can destroy our community in seconds.
Right.
And we are going to get into that later. So you done on that? Now, let me see. Get Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament 7:7. Ecclesiastes 7:7 is something that most brothers and sisters go through. Whether you're in the world or you are in the truth, God is with you when you have this type of wisdom out of this type of situation, if that makes sense. If you don't understand, I'm going to explain. And once again, when it comes time for February, and people are screaming Black History Month, teach your kids real Black history. And we are going to dive deep into Black history and the Bible. And Black history is every day, man. That's why we have classes every single week. Because we're teaching you Black history out of the Bible. All right, go ahead. Yep, 7 and 7. I know there's some pages in there ripped a little bit. If you can't find it, you can always pull it up on the phone. Yeah, it's up to you.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 7, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Surely what?
Oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Now surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Why would you be mad and upset? Because you see what is going on as far as the condition of your people. Should you be happy? Should you be smacked around and smile through the pain? You know what I mean? And understand something about pain too, right? Pain doesn't heal, pain scars.
Right.
And that's what we have been, going through for so long as Black and Hispanics and Native Americans. Pain. See what I'm saying? So we are looking at our pain and we are upset because of the oppression. Like break down what oppression is.
Like,
go ahead.
That's when somebody uses their power, to harm you.
Right. See what I'm saying? And even during Black History Month, you are still being treated how you were treated in January. Mm-hmm. Like a slave. Like a no good Negro that you are, is what they say. See what I'm saying? Our oppressors. You ain't nothing but a nigger, a spit, and a wetback. Right. That's what you are in the eyes of your oppressor. Because these are animals. They are beasts. They have no soul. It's so funny, so funny because a lot of people say that, they're not even a real race. The Most High said about these oppressors that, he will move us to jealousy with a people that are not even a people. Mm-hmm. Like they not even human. They have no humanity, no heart, no soul. See what I'm saying? So they give you Black History Month just to shut you up. Hey, you hungry? You want this? Here you go. Now, be quiet. Get out of my face. Mm-hmm. Go celebrate all your Blackness. You see what I'm saying? That's not even yours. Like Black History Month, you are talking about somebody else's culture. If you're talking about that Africanism, you wearing that dashiki, anything that has to do with these heathens, you are looking dumb. It's Heathen History Month, goddamn it. You see what I'm saying? That's how you look stupid. You look like the people that oppressed you and had you in slavery multiple times. You know what I mean? And you walk around thinking that, you're doing something. You're not. You know what I mean? And you a nigga every day. And even on your own month, you ain't celebrated. All right? So, read that one more time.
Come. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad.
Surely what?
Oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Now, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. See what I'm saying? If any man out there, any woman is upset about the abortions going on, about the killing and the stealing that's going on concerning our people, you are righteous in that anger. You have every right to be angry and upset.
Right.
Now, America teaches you that you should not be angry. You should be happy and witty. See what I'm saying? You should strive for, the pursuit of happiness. That's not real life, man. See what I'm saying? Kurt Franklin got this song called I think it's called Smile Through It, or You Can Smile, something like that, where he's talking about all the horrible stuff that can happen to you in your life. but smile through it. It's that same song with Pharrell, Happy. Man, hey, Commander YAHANNA, he hates that song. He you know what I mean? He hates that song, absolutely hates it. And it's so funny because it's like, it's so gay. You know what I'm saying? It's so homosexual. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, like, and then you got all these people in the music video, just, it's horrible. It's like, okay, I just got raped. I just got shot. I just got my baby taken away from me. I just got smacked and beat. I just got out of jail after 50 years and I'm falsely accused. I just got killed. Now I'm supposed to just smile through it?
Right.
That's bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know how garbage that sounds? Right. That sounds terrible. Like, you know, you have like, man, every woman, child, and man has every right to be upset at this oppression. Right. But now it's also too, it's all to a certain place. So that way you're not doing nothing unlawful. You know what I mean? And which is what we do in here. Like when we go out to camp, we are blazing, we are angry, we are upset. And that's what motivates us to really be out there. The courage, the zeal, the love for our people. That's why we out there. And you damn right we mad and upset. I mean, a lot of us, like, I can't teach a class without mentioning this oppressor. I mean, I could be talking about the history of oil or something. And, you know, I'm mad, I'm still mad at the oppressor. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So read that one more time, please. Oh, go ahead.
But it's funny because you are talking about the history of oil, right? When they found oil, I think it was the Saudi Arabia when they found the oil.
Yeah.
The British, whatever you want to call it, went over there and bought, I think it was like 51% of it. So that's why you see BP, that's owned by Great Britain. And they still own 51% of the oil that comes out of there right now.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of the people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's the oil, it's the man, what was it, something about the rice? I think the rice field, something like that. Yeah, it's a couple things that they fighting over. You know what I mean? Especially with the diamonds, the coal, and stuff like that. Because I mean, you can get rich off of that. Right. You know what I mean? That's money, and people are going to pay top dollar for it. Right. You know what I mean? So yeah, like you say, you can still mention it. You know what I mean? And so you know, with that too, like let me think. Yeah, man, like you know, this oppression is going to make you mad. And you are wise in that anger. You know what I'm saying? But once again, it's all about what you're doing. All right. And once again, this is King Solomon in his younger days as a king speaking about this because he was seeing the things around him and he wasn't, you know, satisfied with it. Now, let's get to the other part of that scripture.
And a gift destroyeth the heart.
And a gift does what?
Destroyeth the heart.
A gift destroys. Give me an example of what a gift destroys. I mean, how can a gift destroy your heart? I mean, someone's giving you something that's precious, that's valuable. It's a gift. You know what I mean? It's, you know, here you go. I got you a necklace. I got you a car. Sometimes I got you a house. Go ahead.
So, like, because a gift can be a bribe to make you change your stance on something.
There you go. See what I'm saying? That gift can change who you are. Just like Oprah received a gift, that money. See what I'm saying? That love and that lust that she had for that money, it destroyed her heart. Right. Now her people are suffering. The blood is on her hands. Malcolm, Martin Luther King. Oh yeah, I forgot Malcolm X. They love Malcolm X as far as Black History Month. I seen those T-shirts not too long ago. You know what I mean? I seen a sister, she rocking a whole Malcolm X T-shirt with a head wrap on and stuff, and a dashiki as a skirt. Go ahead.
So like, you know, it's crazy that you said like the oppression make us mad because a lot of people was upset that in the schools right now they trying to rewrite history and change it so that it looks like slavery was indentured servitude. So it just reminded me of the precept where King David was praying to the Most High. He was saying like, you know, I got it for you. It's Psalms 109 and 14. And And it says, let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord, and let not the sins of his mother be blotted out.
Oh, that's right.
They're trying to wipe that out of the school.
That's right.
Forget about it.
Hey, give them a hand. Now, another thing is too, with Black History Month, they don't teach you about the Bible.
No.
They don't teach you about all the revolutionary people that was in the Bible, or the people that's not in the Bible but are still revolutionary, like Nat Turner. You know what I'm saying? Who was rebellious. He read about the curses and the blessings, and it put something inside of him, and he wanted to wipe them out. And so that was his mission, to wipe them out. You know what I mean? He's going to take as many as he could out before he got killed and captured. After he killed so many, they caught him 2 months later in hiding, and they killed him. But he did an amazing job, to lock in my eyes. He did. You know what I mean? And they don't talk about him at all. They don't talk about none of the people that went up against the oppressor. They don't talk about, go ahead.
They don't talk about none of the slave revolts.
None of the slave revolts.
300 revolts, and they don't talk about any of them.
Right. Now, before we get into Revelations, the first chapter, right? I'm gonna dialogue. I'm going off of memory a little bit how I want to do this. Okay, Black people have Black History Month, right? You're Black, you're celebrating their history, so-called, so on and so forth. What are ignorant devils saying about Black History Month? Go ahead.
If they don't have a White History Month,
give them a hand. They saying, but hold on. These niggas got Black History Month, but what about White History Month?
right?
Like, these devils are so full of themselves and so greedy that they want everything when you have nothing, because they took it from you.
Right.
So even getting a Black History Month means like, hold on, I want a White History Month.
Right.
Go ahead.
That's kind of like the situation going on with the honey pot company.
The who?
I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a feminine product, but it was made by Black women.
Oh, okay.
In the commercial, it's like the lady says something like, I just want to empower other Black women or children, or something like that. And all these white women are they're pissed off that that lady said that. And it's like, it happened in a while.
Right.
That she just wants to encourage other Black women to become
right.
entrepreneurs, and they're really upset about her saying that in the commercial.
Damn. Damn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I sip on white people's tears. You know what I'm saying? They can cry and get mad about it all they want, but damn them, man. Let us have something. See what I'm saying? Go ahead. No, you know,
it kind of brings me back to like the reason why, like, a lot of people don't understand why I speak against Martin Luther King, because when you try to integrate and make everything equal, then they feel like, oh, how come y'all get to still have like these, like, I don't say like special treatment, but kind of. And then so like these millennial white kids who were never taught any real Black history, even their own history of how their people treated our people.
Right.
So when they come together, they're like, why do y'all get to have this and we don't? Because they only grew up in this equality, you know,
right.
everybody gets along and everything is okay.
Right.
Nothing was ever fixed or solved. We just brushed it under the rug.
Exactly, and that's exactly what it is, because white really with the Black Wall Street and what you just said, I'm going to touch more on. So I'm going to remember what you said, because white people want to be involved in everything that you are in, because if they feel like they're not involved, they feel like something's going on. It's that guilty suspicion, that mindset that they have because they know what they did to you. So they think like you're plotting. That's why very soon I'll be doing the history of police brutality. As far, I have a book at home, it's called Slave Tactics, which goes into like North Carolina, South Carolina, and Atlanta police tactics. As far as slave tactics. And it's the very same as police tactics today. Like, for example, they said they said that slave catchers. No. Yeah. Okay, so okay, like in slave movies, how if the oppressor sees that there's too many black people together, they ride up on a horse and break it up. They call it breaking up the slave gathering. See what I'm saying? It's the real term. It's the same thing. If you on the block, you at the corner store, you shooting dice or you just chilling, just talking. Let's say you ain't selling no drugs, but you just on your bike, chilling, laughing, having some ice cream on a hot day, and the police ride up on you. And they really do it in New York a lot, all the time. I remember being in New York and seeing it. And I'm looking down the block like, damn. I'm walking with brothers and stuff. I'm like, damn. Go ahead.
It's like it down. If you go downtown on Hennepin, after they let the club out, they own horses. And there's a bunch of us out there, and they get us out of there.
There you go. Yep. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. You see what I'm saying? And if it's too many people, they trying to break up the slave gatherings. You know what I mean? Because they are in fear that you are plotting against them. All right, white people are in fear. They are very terrified, and they should be. Go ahead.
That's why I do feel like often I say like integration was like the worst thing that ever could have happened, because what we should have had was our own communities and then some type of army or some type of protection against the racist white people and the people who wanted to hurt us instead of integrating. So with that being said, I feel that's why integration is easier, because you could be closer. Like you said, keep your friends closer, your enemies closer. Right. So keeping us right next to them, even though they hate us at the same time, they would rather be uncomfortable just knowing that we're right there versus if we're building our own cities and our own wealth and all that. And they could be like, well, what's going to stop them from growing and being a strong nation and retaliate against us?
Exactly. And that's, hey, give her a hand. That's a good point. You know what I mean? Like the whole equality trying to integration. And see, I always say integration, but I think that's wrong. Yeah, but okay, but it sounds funny when I say it. Integration. Yeah, integration. But I always say integration.
That's the right way to say it.
Okay. Look. I'm thinking I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Look, I don't know this language.
Right.
You know what I mean? Look, I'm telling you, like, when I read the Hebrew, no stuttering, no stammering, like, bro, it's A1. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's so funny, but hey, that's spiritual though. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, that's like, okay, that whole thing of the equality trying to get us to be together, that's like water and oil. It does not mix. That's like, okay, I'm trying to use another term. Let me see. What is something else that does not mix? Huh? I mean, water and oil don't mix. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like trying to have your abuser or your what is it called? If it's an abuser, like a pedophile. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, you're what is it called? You're the victim, but they are
the predator.
The predator. Yeah. That's like you trying to create a bond between your predator and the victim. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Your abuser, like it doesn't make any sense. Go ahead.
I often use that analogy when I talk to people. I'm like, so you guys are basically telling me to live in a house with somebody who has abused me for 90% of this relationship. Right. And then from here on out, I'm not going to have any trauma, any retaliation, anything. Yeah, right. I don't, all that doesn't matter anymore because he said he was sorry. So I'm just supposed to like, okay, and just continue on like with this beautiful life. Like it's just like, come on, like let's be real. Right, yeah. You're asking me to be okay with being friends and being around and working with this person who has abused me to beyond belief,
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like you gotta think of that mentality. And these oppressors are so stupid, but they're smart at the same time because they know how to manipulate your mind. They like to play with your mind. You know what I mean? Like it's absolutely crazy, but it doesn't mix. And in any way, shape, or form, we should not mix with them. You know what I mean? There's not going to be mixed emotions. There's not going to be interracial marriages. See what I'm saying? None of that. There's not going to be holding hands and loving each other. Like it's so crazy because someone after slavery, not the slavery, but someone at a different slavery, it was like, they called me a hypocrite because it was like, you know, like you talk to these white people and you work with them and everything, right? And I was just like, yeah, I do. I said, it's called, I said, do you know what the word cordial means?
Right.
And they was like, yeah. But when I broke down the word cordial, they was like, okay, like you really don't know what the word cordial means. You know what I mean? Like, for example, okay, same thing as far as the family, right? We all got that family member that we really don't mess with like that. That's cool, but you still family. I fuck with you. I love you.
Right.
I mean, I don't fuck with you like that, but I love you. You know what I mean? You know, you my brother or you my sister, whatever.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like I got family members that I'm not too fond about.
Right.
But I love them and they don't really like me like that either.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But I still love them. I still be cordial. Ain't no need to every time I see them, it's like, nigga, what you looking at? Or, you know, oh, you still doing, you know, like just being on dirt. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't on dirt with these devils at work. I'm here to do my job. I'm not here to try to oppress them. You know what I mean? Save them. None of that. I'm just here to do my job. How am I a hypocrite because I'm being cordial? Let's say, I mean, that person that called me a hypocrite, how about I tell you, like, what if I didn't like you? Go ahead.
It's a lot. Well, this is the beef that I have about Black History Month, because a lot of people be like, well, they, instead of, you know, going to Martin Luther King, they want to go to Malcolm X. But I'm like, besides talking, what have they done?
What have they done? Yeah.
They just scream at white people. Like, they're not really doing that. Yeah. They're not changing the community at all.
It's not.
But so they want you to go in there and just cut that white people, and that's not doing that. Man.
Anybody can do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know what? Everybody can't do what Commander YAHANNA is doing.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's a big difference.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like nobody can compare to that man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can compare to what Yahushua did. Right. And we are, and since this is Black History Month, and this is a brotherhood class, you know what I'm saying? We are going to teach about some real brothers, right? Some real niggas that made, you know, noise in this earth, that really did something that these so-called leaders did not do anything. All right? You know what I mean? So let me see something real quick. Look, man, you know what too? In the Bible, man, all tribes was the shit. Right. I mean, like, I can't name everyone. Okay. I got to get this confirmed, but I believe Job was a Israelite, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. But Job was a shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. The Lord loved that man. Man, who was Tola? Tola is named after Brother Tawala. Oh, okay. Yeah. See what I'm saying? He was a Mexican leader, an Israelite leader for like 20 years or more, right. 23 years, something like that. Moses was a Benjamite. Paul was a Benjamite. Oh shit, Christ, he's a Judite. Right. You see what I'm saying? Let me think. Man, I'm trying to think of somebody else. I mean, King Solomon was Judah. I mean, you know, all these great men. I'm trying to think of other tribes though. Gad wasn't nothing to mess with. No. You see what I'm saying? He was nothing to mess with. He was a troop. See what I'm saying? I mean, you got like all these tribes that is not spoken about. Mm-hmm. Like, we should be teaching our children who all the tribes are during Black History Month and every class. That's why it's very beneficial to bring your children in. Right. See what I'm saying? Like, even if they don't know what the hell is going on, maybe they can get a glimpse of it. Right. Like half the time when the children that come here and they sit here and they really are paying attention, like I see some kids that's just, you know, doing their own little thing. But I've seen times where you ask a kid a question and he knows the answer about the Bible. And it's so on point. It's, you know, it's crazy and it blows my mind. You know what I mean? And they be like, yeah, they're oppressive. And they're like, yeah, that's talking about Black people. And it's so funny how they identify that. Right. You know what I mean? Like we need to put that spirit on them, the spirit of the Most High on them. All right. So let's jump off of that real quick. And man, what is it? I want to get into. Let's get into Revelations 1 and 1. Revelations 1 and 1. Oh yes, it's like I forgot 12 disciples. They were amazing too. You see what I'm saying?
So like, do they teach what each disciple's tribe was? Because I know Paul said his tribe.
Yeah.
But I can't know. I can't remember like. Yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah. I never really heard about that. Yeah. But actually, you know what?
Probably Judah. They all.
I want to say I probably heard it's all Judah, but I'm not too sure. You know what I mean? I don't think so. I don't know. Okay. but I ain't trying to lean on my own understanding. You know what I mean? But yeah. But no, I was gonna say I forget how to say Paul's name. Paul had an amazing name, like the way you say it in Hebrew. I forget how you say it. Yeah. So yeah, but it's dope. But go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Yahawashi. How do you say Christ? Mashiach?
Yeah.
The revelation of Yahawashi Mashiach, which God gave unto him.
Start right there. Now, what is the word? Like, I want you to break this down, right? So we are going to change it up a little bit. As you read it, and as I tell you to stop, I want you to break it down. And whatever you miss, I'll help you out with it. So, what does the word revelation mean?
Well, this was something that's revealed to you.
Right, to reveal something. So yeah, that is correct. You know what I mean? That's what revelation means. So read it one more time.
The revelation of Yahawashi Mashiach,
who is Jesus Christ, as the world may know. Go ahead.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
Stop right there. What is that talking about so far? What does that mean?
So John got revealed things from Yahawashi of things that have to happen in the times to come. Or things that we're all happening.
Kind of. So it's a vision being shown to John, and this vision that is being shown, he's bear reckoning. I mean, he's bear reckoning. You know what I'm saying? That? Yeah, he's bearing record. Yeah, he's bearing record. I can't say it right. So goddamn. Yeah, bear record. The fact that he had this vision that the Most High showed him, and with this vision, he's showing it unto the servants. Meaning, what we're reading today, the servants, us. We are reading it.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So he's showing it to us that the things that are going to come to pass. Now, all throughout the book of Revelation, you are going to see so much stuff come to pass. The same thing when it comes to the book of Isaiah, Ezekiel, Zephaniah, Zechariah, Ezra, first and second chapter of Ezra, and Apocrypha. I mean, where else? Deuteronomy. Like, I'm just throwing things out there. Many books that have so much prophecies in there. Okay? Go ahead.
And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
Now, what does the word angel mean? Go ahead.
Messenger.
See what I'm saying? Many of us, if you are an officer or above in the I.S.U.P.K. and you're teaching and you are speaking on those street corners, you are a messenger. See what I'm saying? It talks about how it says, I believe it's like angels of men. See what I'm saying? I think it says that in Genesis somewhere. You know what I mean? Like for example, with the Noah's Ark. Y'all remember how it said that the sons of men and the sons of something else. Say it again.
The son of God and the daughters of men.
Yes, the son of God and yeah. So they pretty much slept with each other.
Right. A
lot of people think that that's talking about real angels having sex with human people. And I'm talking about, man, I lie every time. Yeah. I'm just like, really? Like where do you see that today? And it's so funny because when it comes to the Bible, right? Everything that has happened or is happening in the Bible is stuff that you see every day. It blows my mind when people cannot understand and comprehend it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we have to help people out with their Christianity. Go ahead.
Right, because Adam was also called you know, a son of God, like,
Right, son of man, right.
You know, angel is men.
Right, you know what I mean? Yeah. And the whole thing too of like when black men are, it's like when people in the Bible were called gods. We are gods. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people take that out of context, like, yeah, you know, you can serve yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? People should be serving you and worshiping you. It's like, what, nigga, what?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I was passing out flyers with, you know, two brothers. And this dude, you know, I passed him a flyer or whatever, and he was just so, like, he was so adamant, like, oh, yeah, what's this? You know what I'm saying? What is this about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, black people and Africans? Oh, what? He like, nah, bro. He said, I don't know where you're getting this from, but you know, he was moving around and switching and shit. You know, he like, you know, man, look, I'm my own guy. I don't serve nobody but myself. That's your problem.
Yeah.
And you know what? He was telling me something about his situation a little bit, and I'm like, so you God, but you homeless? You on drugs? Damn, I didn't know God was rocking like that. Shit, let me find out. You know what I mean? Like, damn, really? That's God? Man, you know what I mean? So I should worship you, huh? Nah, bro. And he got dreads in his head? Nah, bro. I'm too high. You know what I mean? I'm better off. I'll go find me a God that's not like you. You know what I mean? So anyway, the whole point of the story is John was giving the servants or giving us the record of Yahushua. Now let's go to verse 13.
The book of Revelation.
And this is what once again should be taught to all men, to your aunties, your nephews, your mother, your father, your children. You know what I mean? If they are unlearned as far as these records. Don't give a damn about Oprah. See what I'm saying? She's destroyed. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, they are all destroyed. They are not examples of black excellence. But brothers like Yahushua is considered to be in that category with that black excellence of what he did. Like niggas just think that people think that, Christians think that Christ just died for his sins and that was it. Man, he did far more than just die for your filthiness. He died for a better purpose, man. And he's coming back for his people. You know what I mean? He's coming back for his people, and you better believe it. And we are going to read about that too. Go ahead.
Come. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 13. Mm-hmm. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
What is the midst of the 7 candlesticks? What does the candlesticks represent?
The 7 churches, or the 7,
the 7 churches or the 7 schools.
7 schools.
Better yet, when you're teaching, always show this as an example. So this is the Manarah in Hebrew, which is the menorah. And this represents the 7 churches, which was the 7 schools that Paul was established and, building up. Like imagine, okay, you over Minnesota or you over Chicago, but imagine being over Minnesota, Chicago, and DC, Baltimore, and all these places, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like 7 schools. Yeah. And that's what it represents. And the word again is Manarah, which is Hebrew for menorah. All right. That's what the 7 candlesticks is. And as you read down further, it will explain what that is too. Go ahead. Oh, so like unto the Son of Man?
Unto the Son of Man. Clothed with a garment down to the foot.
And stop right there. What is that Son of Man? Even a person in the world can understand that part at least. Who or what is the Son of Man?
Is this talking about the house?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I just want to make sure.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I didn't want to confuse you. Yeah. It's right there because we're talking about Yahushua throughout the whole thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's talking about Yahushua. You know.
And it says like unto Yahushua because he doesn't look like Yahushua that John will remember. Is that why it says like Yahushua?
Like, what do you mean? Hold on.
It says like one like unto the Son of Man. So like, is he saying like he's not sure that that's Yahushua?
He's explaining to him like okay. How can I explain it? One like unto the Son of Man, okay. And in the midst of 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. Like, okay, I'm trying to explain this. It's so simple because it's right there.
Right.
One like
this is Yahweh in his glorified body, right?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not like it don't look like
anybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it's saying. Keep going.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Now, when it says clothed with a garment down to the foot, what is that conveying? Conveying, which means, what is that saying? Go ahead. Will tell you that he was naked. He didn't have it. He didn't have nothing on him.
What?
Yeah. A lot of Christians teach that. I don't get how they miss that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they're Christians, so they miss everything. You know what I mean? You say love thy neighbor. They're like, yep, love like people. Yes. Yes. Amen. You see what I'm saying? Hallelujah. In the name of blood, Jesus, whatever, and that's what they say.
Yeah.
All right. So clothed with the garment down to the foot. And this also tells you that he had on something that was different than what most people would wear.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of people might think that he was wearing a t-shirt and some pants. Right. Some skinny jeans and a tight shirt. You know what I mean? And that's not so like it. That's not the case.
Right.
All right. The case is he was clothed with a garment. I mean, he had clothing on. Okay, for you disgusting, nasty Christians.
Right.
They like to sexualize everything. You know what I mean? This man was not a sexy Jesus, like I.U.I.C. All right, keep going.
And girt about the pack with a golden girdle.
Now, what is a girdle? Go ahead.
So I know a girdle for the women is something that go around the midsection and hold the midsection. But I know he's not wearing that type of girdle. So
exactly. He's wearing more like a war belt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's trying to keep everything like you say in his midsection, packed, because when you swinging that sword, you don't want nothing flying around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure everything is stiff and strong and you can move.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like have you ever seen somebody, fight or work out with so much in their pocket and they got so much on, so much clothing and good?
It's like if you're going for a real big lift, they put a weightlifting belt
around the body.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Because when you're working out, a lot of times, depending on where you what you're doing, you have to poke your chest out and you got to hold your stomach in.
Yeah.
Especially when you're lifting weights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's that, dumbbells? No, it's not dumbbells.
You do a deadlift or something.
Right. You see what I'm saying? I think even like a little bit like when you squat sometimes. Probably. Yeah, you do. Okay, yeah, I do make sure. You know what I mean? So it's something like that. Like he has to keep his midsection, intact. So with that being said, it's saying that this man had a golden girdle, and that it was heaven.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's gold.
Right.
And better yet, it's giving you the whole fashion, you know what I'm saying, of Yahweh, what he was wearing. And that's some warrior type stuff.
It's a lot.
Go ahead.
It's clearly saying he's not coming for play. Like he's coming dressed up to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like even like these anime, cats. Half the stuff that they be wearing, you know what I mean? Like they coming for war. Like I don't know if you know about Naruto, but it's this villain. His name is Orochimaru. And Orochimaru, he got like this purple rope around. It's funny. It's so funny because he has a garment on. Yeah. But it's like it's very thin. It's not like thick like leather. Yeah. But he's still a skinny nigga, right? A skinny anime character, right? He's a skinny anime character, but he has this, like him and his whole clan got this whole purple rope around them to hold down the garment, because when they get to fighting, they fight. You know what I'm saying? Like they doing all types of special moves, but they going to war. So think of it like that, The Dragon Ball Z, they be having belts on and stuff like that, so something like that. So keep going.
Come on. Verse 14, his head and his hairs were white like wool.
His head and his hairs were what?
White like wool.
Break it down. So
he had hair that was, the color was white and the texture was like wool.
That's very important. You said the color and the texture. And that's good. That's how you want to break it down to somebody that does not understand this scripture whatsoever. Because the color and the texture is what Christians always try to get you not to really think about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They tell you that, oh yeah, you know, it's blonde and it's stringy hair. You know, the white is blonde, you know, it's stringy. Boy, it's stringy.
Right.
You know what I mean? It ain't stringy whatsoever. Keep going.
Come. As white as snow.
As white as what?
As snow.
Is snow blonde?
No.
Unless you're pissing it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Snow is definitely blonde if you start pissing, you know, on the ground.
Yeah.
Then it's blonde. You know, and it say pissy snow, it says snow.
Right.
So it's white. All right, keep going.
Oh, God. And his eyes were as a flame of
And his eyes were as a flame of fire. Now, there's two ways you can break this down. How would you break it down? There's two ways you can break it down.
So I think one is his eyes was like bloodshot red, I would say.
Right.
And then the other one would be like,
why though?
why was his eyes
Yes,
bloodshot red?
yes. It tells you that it was red.
Yeah.
Fire, which is red. You know what I mean? But why though? Anybody? There's two reasons.
I might even use that.
What?
I don't want to say it's because it's upset. Or like, not upset.
No, that's right.
Okay.
So meaning that he's mad, he's angry, he's coming for vengeance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's one reason. And understand that this is a vision.
Yeah.
Another reason can be because of that wine that you drink.
Oh, okay.
Like if you're drinking some good, real wine, like the Minneapolis at the Passover, your eyes are going to be red.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's so funny because I remember seeing somebody drink wine and I saw they eyes and I was like, man, you know, drugs? Are you tired? You know, what's going on? Are you tired or something? They're like, no, I've been drinking wine that makes your eyes red. And that's something that, you know, I learned when I was, you know, younger in you know, in the world or whatever. It's so funny. But now I'm reading in the Bible, it's like, oh, okay, you know, I get that metaphor. You know what I mean? So that's what it's talking about. He's coming back for vengeance.
Right.
He's coming back for his people. And this is what John is seeing. Keep going.
Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass.
As in like unto what?
Fine brass.
They tell you that Jesus is white. That he's a white man with stringy hair. That's in a robe. I don't know how they get the whole thing about a robe. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A garment is not a robe. It's not something that goes like this. It's something that goes like front to back.
Right, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I never understood where they really got that from. But like Christianity has really messed up a lot of people's, you know, minds.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it says his feet like unto fine brass. Why is that important for Black history? Go ahead, especially for children.
Because it's giving y'all some color now.
Right.
Now we get some color with us.
See what I'm saying? It's giving him some color. Because in the Christian church, they tell you that he's all types of different colors. You know what I mean? I had somebody tell me as a child that God is whatever, Jesus is whatever you want him to be.
Right.
You show me in the Bible. Where? Show me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, show me where the hell that's at. All right, where the hell is that at? I want to know. Okay? But you know, when I was ignorant in the world, I was like, okay, I want him to be Black then. You know what I mean? But then, you know, I kept seeing this white Jesus. I was like, man, is he really white? I was like, I don't believe that. That's silly. Like I was battling in the world thinking like, is he white? Is he Black? I don't know. Because I'm seeing people paint pictures of Jesus being naked on the cross.
Right.
And you know what? The thing about that, he had clothes on.
Yeah.
He had a purple garment. I believe so, something like that. But he had clothes on. You see what I'm saying? All right.
Right.
Go ahead. So
This goes back to early on when you brought out with the what's the group of gentleman's name? Carter G. Woodson. Yeah, because he was saying how if the race doesn't have no history, it doesn't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
So they just try to snatch the history right off of Christ's back. They just say, nah, man, you know, so that way you could be the Asian Christ, you could be whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Tripping.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like the whole thing back to the whole Martin Luther King thing. If you're pushing that you have this colorless God, or like,
Right.
Jesus doesn't have a color, and you teach him that it's all peace and love and love everybody. If you start giving him a color, putting like armor on him, you're gonna be like, well, why is Jesus? Who is he going to fight? Everybody. So what is like? Who are these people? And then it makes you ask too many questions. So
Thank you.
Whitewash it.
Thank
Just
you.
water it down to some fairy tale nothing.
Thank you. Thank you. And you are absolutely right about that. Because they don't want you to ask too many questions. Like a Christian, like Fadash talked about it, like he like when he learned about the truth, he went to his pastor, was like, what about this? Oh man, Fadash had me cracking up, and he was like, brother. he was like, brother, look, man. Oh, he's dying so hard because he was trying to trick Fadash. And Fadash, you know, like Fadash's face expressions are everything. Right. It's work for me. You know what I mean? Because he's like, nigga, what? He looked at it as he closed the book like, nigga, what? Right. He was like, bro, man, these Christians is really lying to us out here, you know? And it's so funny because that's right. They don't want you to ask too many questions. But meanwhile, they're so pressure, they ask you multiple questions about this. Well, why'd you say, you know, like you said earlier, why'd you say that as far as, you know, uplifting black people, whatever? Like, damn, I can't talk about my own people. And it's so funny because when you talk about Black History Month, white people are quiet. Right. You know what I mean? They are nothing but quiet. Go ahead.
It is so sad because, you know, we get out there and we'll say that, you know, that the oppression of the devil, the white man is the devil, and you have black people say, but nah, it's devils in all races.
Yeah, that's the word. I'm talking about, look, I was at camp on Shamar. I was at camp at Shamar, I'm like this or whatever. And then I think Funayah was on the mic. And I heard that I was like, huh? I was really turning my head. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, what he say? Yeah. And I remember that like it was yesterday, man. And of course that dude got blazed on. Yeah. He got blazed on. It was hilarious. But I'm like, there was always like the dude was like, he said some foul things. He was like, you know, there's black devils. He said, I know a black devil right now. Like, goddamn. Like who hurt you, my nigga? Like shit. Like you need to come to class. You need to go fix that real quick. Like damn, like who hurt you? Like forgive that nigga. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shit. It's about you. That's crazy. He's like, yeah, and he said it with so much hate and what's that word? Bass in his voice. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was louder than the speaker at camp. You know, I was like, oh hell no, that's crazy. But you know, but as a nation, of course, you know, just to clear that up, you know, as a nation, black people have never oppressed anybody. Right. You know what I mean? Not even themselves. Right. So that's impossible for us to be a black devil. But as far as if you want to take it another aspect, you know, there can be a devil inside of a black person, meaning they have a demon on them. Yeah. So that's way different. Yeah. See what I'm saying? So now going back to Christ, right? It's giving Christ a color. And it's saying like it's equivalent to the color of fine brass, right? Or if his feet like unto fine brass. Now you can't skip that. We have to address this. And what is fine brass? Like, what is the color of it? It's brown. It's brown. Yeah. When you put it in the furnace, it turns brown. Yeah. It's very identical to the color of a penny. If you want to make it that simple. All right. Anytime you're teaching this, always have a penny in your pocket. That's what Commander Junior YAHANNA does. Right. And he blows people's minds when he does it. You know what I mean? So keep going.
And his feet were like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Now when it says like unto fine brass, means the appearance. Right. So the same thing when it says the Son of Man, the appearance. All right. So as if they burnt in a furnace. We already got to that part. Teach your children that there is black men in here, and your king, your Lord. You see what I'm saying? The man that's going to rule over this earth You know, the Mashiach, he is a black man, and he looks just like you. The same blood that runs in your veins as a black Hispanic and Native Americans, it was running through Christ's veins as well. We share, what is it called? Not a legacy, not well, royalty legacy, but a lineage. That's the word. That's what we all share when it comes to Christ. When I say all, I mean all 12 tribes. Just so you know, these devils and oppressors don't get it twisted. All right, go ahead.
Oh my God. And his voice as the sound of many waters.
And his voice as the sound of many waters. Break that down. What does that mean?
Yeah, very loud voice.
Very loud voice. You see what I'm saying? Like if you think about the ocean, I mean, you can be just driving on the highway and you ain't even close to the ocean. But if you put down that window, you can hear it. It's loud. See what I'm saying? The way that the water is just crashing against the rocks. How, you know, the water is crashing against each other. It's making noise. His voice is loud. You know, another thing, you wanna break this down too and express how black people are naturally loud. We don't know how to be quiet. Our voice is on 100, it's not on 0. You know what I'm saying? You know, we ain't soft-spoken. You know, I'm a little soft-spoken, but I don't count. I don't count, you know? But we don't sound like Christians, and we don't sound like our oppressor. Like, black people are naturally loud. Like, there's a whole settlement that black women had won that took to court because they was on the train, and they had got kicked off the train because it's like 3 or 4 of them. They laughing and joking with each other. And the police, the Metro Police said that they were too loud. I mean, shit, you know. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't that much of a bother.
The train.
You know what I mean? It be goddamn, like these damn devils, they breath be loud. You know what I'm saying? Louder than my voice.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I ain't saying nothing. So now you're gonna try to kick me off the bus. That's racial profiling. You see what I'm saying? Keep going. Oh, that's it on that?
Yeah, no.
Okay, now we have a couple of minutes left, right? Does anybody know about Black Wall Street? Okay, tell me a little bit about Black Wall Street because we are going to get into this a few minutes of White History Month. You know, let's do our oppressor a favor. You know what I'm saying? They want White History Month. We're going to give them White History Month. You know what? White History Month is every month for them anyway. With all the holidays, with all the history that they have, and their history is absolutely horrible. So we know that Black Wall Street was something that was thriving. It was a black empire. It was something that was like it reminds you of the Harlem Renaissance, the Byzantine Empire when black people were ruling, the Great Depression, how we was ruling for 1,000 years. It reminds you of a lot of things, right? So let's talk about the white history aspect of Black Wall Street.
So during Black Wall Street, right after like slavery, we got together. We built up basically a bunch of black businesses and was thriving and doing well. And the white counterparts that lived around and amongst that society
in Tulsa, Oklahoma,
right, was super upset that these Negroes could rise up and be richer and more prominent than them. Right. So they decided we're gonna go and burn this shit down. Right. We're gonna go burn these stores and these churches and things down because we know we're upset that they're doing better. So they burned it down the first time because it was the main stage was like it's a church. They burned down the church. Yeah. So then the blacks they got their money back up and rebuilt the church, and that's when America decided to strike with actual like bombs from the sky and took out Black Wall Street. Right,
and another thing too about that, which is absolutely right, because I mean we was really thriving, but the thing is they lied. Like in most cases when we got massacred or murdered, they said that a black man had raped a white woman. And that's really how it started. Go ahead.
Like in an elevator, it was like
yes.
Yeah, it was like the elevator operator. The doorman, whatever. Yeah, and the white lady who was in there for all of 10 seconds or something, a very short amount of time.
There you go.
Nobody get raped in.
Yeah.
But she claimed it, and then that's what fueled them to come over
and
tear up everybody
Right, there you go. And then, you know, when it gets to the end part, like the article, which I'm going to touch on, Black Wall Street again, to really give you the spirit. Well, does anybody know about Red Summer?
Yes.
Red Summer of 1919?
Yes.
That's pretty much one of my favorite stories, but it's like, when it comes to history, I have a love and hate relationship. I think that's the most appropriate word that I can use. You know what I mean? Usually people in the world, when they use that, it's towards white people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, it's crazy, but it's very interesting, especially Black Wall Street, because a lot of kids do not know about that. And you know what? I found that a lot of dope white people, and by the way, the KKK had set this up to destroy their kingdom. The people that were standing around watching it, it says, the article says something about them laughing, smiling, and thriving off of jealousy, and that's why they did it. They did it off of jealousy and off of hatred. The Bible says, give me Ezekiel 35:5, and I'll close it out right here. And also, too, as far as Black history, understand that your history does not start in slavery and end with slavery. Your history starts all the way back to Adam, the first man that came into the truth and got the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Most High. That's your Black history. That's where it all begins. And it's going to end with you being in a righteous kingdom and ruling over your oppressors. Hey, so I can give that a hand. Like, I got to give that a hand. That's your Black history. Go ahead.
You said Ezekiel?
Ezekiel 35:5, if I can remember off memory.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword.
I'm sorry, my bad. I'm supposed to stop. One more time.
No, God.
My bad.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Stop right there. For thou hast had a perpetual hatred. I love that word. You know, what does the word perpetual mean?
Like continuous.
Continuous or forever. You know what I'm saying? Like you hear people say, I will always hate you. Or better yet, I will always love you. You know what I'm saying? It's a forever, a continuous thing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's like when the white man maybe sign contracts, they have a section that say in perpetuity.
Yeah, perpetuity. Yeah.
We paying this forever.
Actually, keep going. Let me shut up. Just keep going.
Come. And has shed the blood of the children of Israel.
And shed the blood of the children of Israel because they had the hatred for us, and they did what they did with Rosemont killing. No, is it Rosemont? Rosewood. Yeah, I'm getting mixed up. Red Summer. You know what I'm saying? Wounded Knee. You know what I mean? Black Wall Street. Detroit. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you talking about with the riots?
Yeah, the Move 9.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So all these things that the devil has done to us, keep going. All that bloodshed, keep going.
By the force of the sword.
By the force of the sword, which our oppressor was blessed with.
Right.
That's why he is so great in his weapons. See what I'm saying? As far as war. Go ahead.
In the time of their calamity.
In the time of their calamity. What does the word calamity mean?
Like when they're destroyed. Like
when they are destroyed. Yeah. See what I'm saying? When you have that little slip up, like, oops, I got you. You see what I'm saying? Keep going.
In the time that their iniquity had an end.
That's right. Keep going.
Verse 6.
So long story short, the perpetual hatred that this devil had for us, it was shown that day during Black Wall Street. Like they said something about the smile and the laughing, and they had their women and children, hand in hand, just watching as the city burned and as people died, and all the cries and seeing all the aircrafts, and they hijacked our aircrafts and bombed everything. Like just seeing Watchmen and seeing that depiction, everything about that was so perfect. Like I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like I can see myself being there and seeing what happened. And it was just so perfect to really see that visual. You know what I mean? Because I always wonder how it looked. You know what I'm saying? Like when I hear about certain stories, like although it's very horrible and terrible, I just wonder. You know what I mean? So in honor for that short little segment for White History Month, there you go, whites.
Right.
See what I'm saying? There you go, devils. All right? There goes your White History Month. You asked for it, now you got it. So that's the history of Black History Month and also the history of White History Month. All right? So with that being said, we always want to speak about Black and Hispanic people and give you some real knowledge and education. It's not going to be about Africanism, and it's not going to be about, Africa at all. Okay? Right. So with that being said, that's the class. Shalom, we'll say the prayer. Pay your tithes. Also, April 9th, we got the Passover. March 7th through the 8th, we have Purim, which is later on this week, the Feast of Purim to be exact. So we're going to get on and celebrate. You know what I mean? So we're going to go ahead and get it with the prayer and announcement. Yeah? I'll bring it to the English too, by the way. I'll bring it to the English. I'll let you
Yes. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Start out with 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Root for new brother and sister. New brother and sister come to the school. They are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21 and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, mean 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'ashara. 10th of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, which is a free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. The upcoming holy convocations.
The Feast of Purim, March 7th, sundown, to and also March 7th through the 8th. So it's 2 days, all right? Just so everybody knows, and that's going to be at sundown both days.
If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, head, scarf, headband, or scarf.
Right, we're going to go ahead and answer the prayers.
Come on, we're going
yeah, Elijah, everybody needs to eat.
This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abinah, Shabbat Shemayim, Kadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaska, Daba'ah, Batazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratazah, Kawah, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nadalinawa, Lakam, Paul, Yawam, Wasalakina, Kawawakina, Kasalakina, Kawabakina, Wala'ah, Daba'ayanawa, Balasayawam, Kabal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atawpa'ara, La'awalamyam, Aman.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
We're going to get into the blessed Hebrew in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Oh, sorry. Blessed Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Barak Lanawa. Wayasharala. Wayabaya. Safari. Barak Rapah. Magan. Hagan. I'm going to say the names of the loved ones and everybody can speak. What's next? It's Shagar. What?
Shagar Ariyah.
Shagar Ariyah. Tawallah.
Tawallah.
Sadar. Diana,
Diana,
David,
David,
Mark,
Mark,
Rabia,
Rabia, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushua,
the angels,
the angels,
generals,
the generals,
captains,
captains,
officers,
officers,
troopers,
troopers,
students,
students,
sisters,
sisters,
all of Israel,
all of Israel,
I.S.U.P.K Minneapolis,
I.S.U.P.K Minneapolis. Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
YAHANNA.
bless Israel. In the Hebrew, in the English, what we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai,
Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
bless us in Israel,
bless us in Israel,
in the school,
bless,
heal, shield, protect,
heal, shield, and protect,
loved ones,
in
in the name of Yahweh
the
Shai,
name of Yahushua,
thank you,
thank you,
so be it.
so be it.
Right? You know, call thing.
No. So it's a, how we do it? It's a march Shabbat?
No.
Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute. Amar Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah. That's our sisters.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Men of Israel, Sar, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Amar Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shema, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. Take it slow. Yahweh, Shema,
Elithah,
Hashem,
Hashem,
Yahweh.
What's that?
You're getting better, man.
A little bit.
So is it Alithah or Ilithah? That was